Moving on to November. Look what just launched. I need to get my life back on track from this past month, but I'm gonna do it slowly. It is called the 10-10-10 challenge. November has to be better, right? November has to be better. Welcome to my November 2024 plan with me. I don't know if I've ever been so ready for a new month. I'm really excited to move forward from October. I'm not going to go into a lot of details, but if you've been following me, you may just know it has not been the best month, which we'll get to in my reflection. But I hope you guys had a good October. October is usually my favorite month. I love the fall, but just I'm ready for a fresh start. I'm ready for November 1st. I'm ready for Thanksgiving and then the holidays. And yeah, I'm excited to have another plan with me video ready to go for you guys. We still have a few more days left in October, obviously, when I'm filming this so that I can get it up for November. But by the time this is up, Halloween and everything will be over, which is crazy. So if you haven't watched one of my plan with me videos before, I share my reflections from the past month. I set new goals. I go over my goals from the past month. I set new goals for the new month. I go over what I read and watched in the previous month and give ratings and reviews on all of that. And I also usually will do some kind of like reset, whether it's cleaning. This month is gonna be a little bit of, apartment cleaning, or I share like a favorite recipe or something in the middle. But I'm excited to get started. So let's just jump right into this November plan with me. Oh, I have something to show you guys though. Look what just launched on October 30th. They are so beautiful. So if you guys don't know, I have a stationery brand called Dream Daily. I create planners and journals that are not only aesthetic and beautiful, but also help you feel your best and be productive and all the things. And our fall collection just dropped. This is the coffee collection, inspired obviously by the brown espresso and coffee colors. In this collection, we have a dreamer journal, which you guys know I use this. This is actually my current journal that I've been using. I use this every morning. It guides you through how to just have 5 minutes a day. It has journal prompts inside, but it also has blank lined pages so that you can kind of use it how you need to and you're not stuck answering like the same prompts every day. But it does have a few pages at the beginning to give you some guidance if you need it. And this is the gorgeous coffee color with the gold foiling on the front, spine, and back. And then the bookmark is a really unique color I haven't done yet. It's like a mocha, kind of lighter brown. And I just think it's so pretty, perfect for fall or just any season. Brown is one of my favorite colors, especially to wear. And so having a collection of coffee colored products is just perfection. Here is the daily planner, which is what I use every month to set my goals, to plan my month, all of that. This one is from our coastal collection from the summer. This is Sky. This is the one that I have been using for the past 6 months, and now it is about to end after this month. And so I'll have to switch over to the brown from the coffee collection. So again, the same fabric. These are all fabric hardcovers, so they feel amazing. You have the gold spines, and then this has monthly pages to plan your month, monthly reflection, monthly goal setting, and then it is a daily planner, obviously, so you have your daily planning pages as well. And whenever I do my reflections and stuff, the screenshots on the screen are pages from these books. The planner is $42 plus shipping, and the journal is $27, but there's also a deal if you buy them together and have a little matching journal and planner moment. What's crazy about this collection is this color, it wasn't the exact color, but in the original launch of the Dreamer journals with the matcha and the champagne color, I had a coffee color. It was a little bit lighter than this. And I had that as an original sample back in 2021 when this journal first came out. And I decided to not release the brown color. I just went with the matcha and the champagne. And I recently, like in the past year, showed you guys the sample of that brown journal. And you guys were like, oh my gosh, wait, I absolutely love the brown. You need to do a brown collection. And so I knew for fall 2024, I was gonna do a brown collection and call it the coffee collection. And so this has been in the works for a while. If you wanna learn more about it, I'll have the link to the website below as well as the Instagram. You can see all the fun things. But yeah, this is one of my favorite colors that we've done. It's just so beautiful. I love. So if you are looking for a good gift for the holidays, for yourself, for a loved one, can never go wrong with a journal. And I thank you guys for your support. If you've already purchased from this collection or any of my products before, like it really means the world to me when you support me in that way. So thank you guys so much. That announcement is now out of the way, and so we can get started with this plan with me. Okay, let's flip to the monthly reflection page for October. Have it over here on the side. So core memories. A brief reflection of October was, it was definitely one of the hardest months of my year, if not one of the hardest months I've been through in a while. It started out literally September 30th, October 1st, with Spruce having really bad health issues and being admitted into the hospital. He was in the vet ICU for a week. Didn't know if he was going to live or not. It's really gonna make me cry thinking about it. He was diagnosed with FIP, which is a kitten disease that I didn't know he had until he was literally so low that he was showing like physical signs from it. And so he was on IVs and getting medicine, pumped with medicine every day, and also this special FIP treatment. Had amazing vets here at Nashville at Blue Pearl is where I took him if you're in the Nashville area. Amazing emergency vet clinic, and also with lots of prayers. I had like seriously everyone I knew in my life praying for him, and I was just, I'm gonna cry, but I was so worried I was gonna lose him. Literally like the same week that I got him last year. It was like the second week of October, I got him last year. And I thought I was gonna lose him like the same week this year. So yeah, I'm so thankful that he is still here. He's sleeping under the bed right now as we speak. And I just feel so thankful that he's here and God healed him completely. It was like a miracle. It was really scary for a few days there. So that was like the start of my month, like the worst part of it all. And then just some little things came in, along with our apartment's kitchen sink pipe bursting in the middle of the night, and us having to take up our hardwood floor, which we still don't have floor in our kitchen. And after trying to live with the construction for a few days, I was like, this just isn't good for Spruce or my mental health. So let's get out of here. And we moved to like a different apartment for a few days, almost a week. And yeah, it was just like a big interruption, one after the next. I was just like, can I not catch a break? But I tried to stay positive through it all. Literally one morning though, I was like journaling, like trying to stay positive, and then that day my phone screen shattered, so I need to still fix that. Like just little things like this, guys, where I was like, what is going on with this month? And I've talked to friends, and a lot of them have gone through similar months. So I don't know what was happening with October for me and some of my friends, but I was like, I'm ready for November. Like I just need to try again. I can't do this anymore. So that's the main reason I'm really excited for a new month, and I'm hoping November has to be better, right? November has to be better. So that's what I keep telling myself. Despite all these things, there were still some highs and some like very special moments from the month. I turned 25, which is crazy. It was in the mess of everything with Spruce, and so it was a lot. I wasn't able to celebrate my birthday in the way that I wanted, but I still felt very celebrated by my friends and my family, which meant so much to me. We did, my mom and grandma came back to Nashville with me for the day and did a party bus with some friends the following weekend. And I also got to see my childhood best friend get married in early October. Her wedding was absolutely gorgeous, and it was just a sweet moment to see her. We also have just tried to have like some very cute fall days, just like going to the pumpkin patch, fall festivals, and just trying to like make the most of the month now in the latter half of the month, because the first half of the month was out of this world crazy. My win for this month was honestly just making it through. I just am proud of myself for getting through it, and definitely made me stronger, that's for sure. To improve next month, I really just want to, this is like nothing specific, but to remain faithful and just continue believing that God's got this, that I don't have to worry so much, that I can rely on him and put my faith in him, because I was really leaning heavily on my faith through the whole Spruce thing and just everything this month. I was like, I can't do this on my own. I need God alongside me. So just like stay faithful next month as well, and just remember, like it was a good reminder that God's there, God's listening, and all of that. So my life balance is really low this month in almost every category, because again, I was just at my lowest. And so work, I kind of gave myself a 3 in everything almost. Work, I gave myself a 3. I was just doing the bare minimum to get by. Personal, a 3. Wellness, I gave myself a 1 because I definitely was not working out. I was eating, well, I didn't have an appetite for the whole time Spruce was in the hospital. And then I didn't have time or have a kitchen to cook in till this past week. And so I just feel like my wellness and health has been very low, but we're gonna work on that in November. And then also social, finances, and hobbies, I gave myself all a 3, just middle of the road, because I tried to just like continue with everything and be a little bit social here and there, but it wasn't like anything crazy. I did have a lot of friends come visit though, so maybe social could be a little bit higher, because that weekend of mine and Skylar's birthday, we had a lot of friends from out of town come visit, which was so fun. Okay, we're moving on to goal setting, and then we're gonna move on to November. So my goals for October. I hit my top 3 big goals. I did not hit any of my mini goals. So my first big goal was to launch the new Dream Daily collection, which I haven't yet, but it's launching in a few days on the 30th. My part-time job was rebranding for just rebranding the business. And so on TikTok is what I run for them. I had to like announce this rebrand, which I did. And then third was just to celebrate my birthday. Again, when I wrote these goals out, I didn't know all that was gonna happen. And I pictured my birthday looking a little bit differently, but I still am checking it off because I feel like I did the best with the circumstances. My mini goals though were to post 1 to 2 times a week on YouTube, but this past week I missed an upload, so that's not happening. We're Xing that one. I wanted to hit 13.5 TikTok followers on my part-time job Be Amazing's account, which I didn't do. I wanted to walk/workout daily, definitely didn't happen. And I wanted to make cozy recipes, which again, did not happen. I did make chili last night for the first time this season, but other than that, like I said, barely cooked this month. So yeah, okay, that's it for my goals. Some months you're just like, you never know what's coming and you make plans, you make goals, and then life just throws curveballs at you and you just have to roll with the punches, as they say. So that's what we did. Okay, moving on to November. I'm keeping my goals very simple this month. It's gonna be really busy with my part-time job because they're an e-commerce business. I have my own e-commerce business and it is the biggest retail month of the year for retail businesses with Black Friday, Cyber Monday, and then holidays and everything. So I just know it is gonna be a crazy busy month. And so I'm keeping my goals very simple. And one way I'm doing that, but making sure I'm like doing better, like I need to get my life back on track from this past month, but I'm gonna do it slowly. And so I thought of this challenge for myself, guys, that I want to share with you. It is called the 10-10-10 challenge. I don't think this is a thing. If it is, let me know who's done it before, but I just kind of came up with it because I realized there's 3 daily habits that I want to do that all have to do with the number 10 to keep our goals and our habits like at the minimum, but still be working a little bit on ourselves. I don't want to overwhelm myself with goals and habits, but I want to do just a few things every day that are going to make me feel better. And so that's where this 10-10-10 challenge comes in. So let me tell you about it because I'm excited for it. So the first 10 thing is 10,000 steps a day, which we all know is like such a good goal for steps. And even though I want to get back into doing like more Pilates and stuff, I feel like the bare minimum that I could do, even like when I'm home over Thanksgiving and stuff, is try to get 10,000 steps in a day. The second is be in bed by 10 p.m. and try to even like be asleep or like going to sleep around 10 p.m., which means I need to get in bed at like 9:15, 9:30, which lately I've been getting in bed around 10 and then going to sleep at like 11, but I want to try to fall asleep closer to 10 or 10:30. So be asleep or in bed at 10 p.m. And then the other 10 is 10 pages of a nonfiction book. I recently picked up from Target, I recently picked up Jamie Kern Lima's new book, Worthy. She's the founder of It Cosmetics, and this is her second book, and I just needed like a good self-help book to kind of bring some good thoughts back into my life and my mornings. And so I'm trying to read 10 pages of this every day in November. If you don't like nonfiction at all, you can make this just 10 pages of a book, like a fiction book. But I just read at least 10 pages a day of a fiction book already. And so to challenge myself, I want to do a nonfiction. Greens moment. So that is my 10-10-10 challenge. I'm going to talk about it on Instagram and TikTok as well. But let me know if you guys want to join me in that. If you do, go follow me on Instagram and TikTok because I'll probably be posting a little bit more there about it just because I post more frequently there on my stories and stuff. And maybe I'll like post each day me doing one of the 10 things. Honestly, my goal is to do that 5 days a week. It'd be great to do that 30 days of November, but realistically, I know that some days I'm not gonna hit 10,000 steps. So at least getting 2 out of the 3 things done every day or doing all 3 5 days a week is like good enough for me. And then the other 2 big goals I have for the month are 2 like number goals. So I would love to hit 14,000 on one of my part-time jobs accounts, Be Amazing, and then 1,000 followers on this new account that I started, Be Amazing Greens. So if you want to help me with those goals, you can go follow our TikToks. I literally post everything there. So if you want to see more of my content, but for a different brand, you can go check it out there. And then my mini goals are literally just my 10-10-10. So 10,000 steps, bed by 10 p.m., 10 pages of a nonfiction. Oh, my second big goal is to have a sales goal for Dream Daily on Black Friday through Cyber Monday. I'm not going to share what that number is, but just a reasonable goal for my business. And hopefully that pulls through. All right. So those are my goals for November. I'm really excited about this 10-10-10 challenge. And I hope maybe it inspires you guys to join as well if you just need something that's simple, easy to remember, easy to track, and that's gonna make you feel better and get you on like a forward momentum towards 2025. Because I think it's really hard if we like fall off our goals and habits completely November, December, and then like expect us to be perfect January 1st. But I feel like this is a good challenge to give you some momentum going into the new year. Now I'm going to clean my apartment up a bit because just with all the construction and stuff, it seems and feels like a mess. So we're gonna do a little bit of that to reset, and then I'll see you guys in the content corner. Forgot to film my bathroom. I started cleaning and then was like, wait, maybe I should show this in my reset. But I did wash all my makeup brushes, so that feels really good. And then all my shower products are here because I just scrubbed down my tub and shower pretty well. I actually spent a little extra time here even doing that. The walls don't look at that, but the sides and the tub look much, much better than they did before. I use this. I got this off of Amazon last year, and it's just like this electric brush with multiple attachments. I mainly use it for cleaning my shower and tub. It's really great if you clean this often. So to the content corner of this plan with me. I'm excited to share the TV shows, movies, and books I read this month. I read some really good books, so I'm excited to share that. First though, I'm going to talk about TV shows that I watched. I think the only new show that I watched besides Keeping Up with, Dancing with the Stars, Survivor, all of those are still going on right now, so I'm not going to talk about them till they have a finale. But a non-reality TV show that I watched is Nobody Wants This, which has taken the world by storm, at least the US, and people have really been loving it. It kind of surprised me. I feel like a lot of rom-com shows are very, very cheesy, and this was cheesy, but I feel like it also had some depth to it that we don't get a lot from strictly romance TV shows, and so I really loved it. I think some people absolutely loved it. People were like raving, raving, raving. I would still rate it probably a 3.5, 3.75 even out of 5. I know for some people, again, like it's like their new favorite show. It wasn't that for me, but I did really enjoy it. Watched it with my mom and grandma a bit when they were here for my birthday. And then I'm excited for season 2. And I just also liked that the actors in it, I loved how they were older, okay? They're in their like late 30s, I think early 40s even. Maybe they're both in their 40s, but I loved how it had like older main characters, and both actors are just amazing actors, but we don't see them a lot. But I feel like it's not oversaturated where they're in like every single movie. Glenn Powell is in everything right now. So it's nice to see like actors that you know and love that are older, that are experienced, and I just feel like they did an awesome job. So Nobody Wants This, highly recommend watch. And movies, I did not go to the theater at all, but again, in November, I am so excited to see Wicked, guys. I'm going opening day, probably gonna go again over Thanksgiving, and I'm just very, very excited, and we'll give my review. Okay, now let's go into books. So I read 3 books this month. The first one I'll talk about is Pumpkin Spice Cafe, which was on my fall TBR. This is just a cute romance, a very light mystery, like a cozy mystery, as I called it in that video in my fall reset. And I would give this 3 out of 5 stars. I actually listened to this book as an audiobook. I didn't read it because it was taking too long to rent from my library, and I was able to get it as an audiobook before that. So I listened to it, which could have taken away from the experience a little bit, because I feel like I would have liked this book a tad bit more maybe if I had read it, just because I didn't love the voice actor for the audiobook. I didn't love her voice. So that probably affected my review a little bit, but overall it was a very sweet read. I don't know if I'm going to read the second book in it. It kind of works because I think the second book is based in November, and I think it's called Cinnamon Roll Bookshop or something like that. Just such cutie little names that I love so much, but I've just been in a big fantasy mood lately, and so I don't know if I want to go to like a little rom-com-y type of book. But if you're looking for a sweet fall read, definitely recommend, and maybe next year I'll try reading it again, but as a physical book, and see if that affects my review or like how I read it, because I do think it's a cute book. It was just mid for me though. It wasn't like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. It was just cute, is what it is. Now, onto a 5-star read. I read From Blood and Ash. So my friend actually made me read this because she was going to a trivia night for this book in October and was like, you need to come too. You'll read this book. It like gets straight into the storyline, which it really does. Like the first chapter grabs you so quickly. The author is Jennifer L. Armentrout, which is one of my friend's favorite authors, Haley. And she was just raving about this book and was like, read it so you can come to trivia night in 2 weeks. I read this book in literally a week and a half, and it is how many pages? 622 pages. I flew through this book. It was so good. One of my favorite fantasies I've read this year. And so 5 stars from me. It's basically about, I'm just going to read a little bit of the synopsis because it's hard to explain. It says, chosen from birth to usher in a new era, Poppy's life has never been her own. The life of the maiden is solidarity, never to be looked upon, never to be spoken to. The entire kingdom's future rests on Poppy's shoulders, something she's not even quite sure she wants for herself. And when Hawk, a golden-eyed guard, honor-bound to ensure her ascension, enters her life, destiny and duty become tangled with desire. This is a crazy last sentence. Poppy is not only on the verge of losing her heart and being found unworthy by the gods, but also her life when every blood-soaked thread that holds her world together begins to unravel. That is so intense, but honestly, this book is very intense. And yeah, was a great fantasy romance. So I finished that book. I went to the trivia night. We did not win because the trivia is so difficult, but so good. I immediately went to Kingdom of Flesh and Fire, which is the second book in this From Blood and Ash series. And I'm 95% done with this book. So I'm just saying I'm done with it. I will finish reading it, but for the sake of this video, saying I finished it, I'm giving it 4 stars. It was definitely still very good, still pretty fast paced. I read both of these books in 1 month, and they're, 600 pages each. So I feel like for such long books, that's a good sign that they're pretty easy to like read and get into and stay interested in. So I am rating this one 4 stars. Didn't love it as much as the first one. The first one was so good, but I have been enjoying this one, and I'm planning on reading the 3rd book, and then there are prequels as well. I don't know how far I'm gonna get in the series because there's other fantasy books I want to read, but I have been loving it. And now what I'm doing, actually, I'm rereading A Court of Mist and Fury for next month's November's book trivia night here in Nashville. So I'm like a quarter of the way through that reread, but I'm listening to it in an audiobook. So I'll talk about that in next month's Plan With Me. But those were the 3 books that I read this month in October. All very good. From Blood and Ash was like by far my favorite book that I've read in a while. And so I highly recommend if you love a fantasy romance. But that is going to bring us to the end of this November Plan With Me. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you guys for being with me on this crazy journey. I'm sorry if YouTube has fallen off a bit. Like I said, crazy month, busy times, also slammed with work stuff and just trying to do my best. And so I thank you guys for just accepting my best and letting me still do what I love. So thank you guys so much, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye. Also, let me know what holiday videos you want, please. Taking requests. Bye.